Hey Sam, this is not ad-libbing. This is off the cuff. This is just whatever is inside me that's gonna come out. You asked for information about raw foods and why should you eat them. Um, to tell you a little bit more about my history, and I believe it was 2008. I was trying to heal some cavities that my dentist found, and my mom had talked to me about herbs years before, and I knew that I didn't want to have more fillings in my mouth. I trusted doctors and medical for years, and I have learned since then that it's not really the way to go. And I believe that the body has the capability to heal itself. So, started doing some research and found a couple of herbalists online. Started following some of those protocols, and one of the main things that they said to do was that the body must be detoxed. So, what detox means is that you follow a certain protocol to allow your body to rest and to heal naturally. So you stop putting the garbage in your body, you stop putting the garbage thoughts in your body, and you allow it the chance to, I guess, to kind of do what it naturally would do, which is our bodies are constantly daily detoxing. So when you allow your body that rest that it needs from not eating or from taking certain foods out of your diet that's really not good for your body anyway, you give it a chance to do the processes that it needs to do to bring you to a state of wholeness and health. So when I was doing a lot of research on that about for my teeth and whatnot, the things that I was reading was that you need to consume these certain herbs, you need to start eating these certain foods, you need to give yourself time to rest, and you need to, of course, drink lots of water, get plenty of sleep, all those things that allow your body to naturally do the things that it needs to do to take care of itself. So, and one of those things was raw foods. Raw foods are foods that are in their natural state, that come naturally from the earth, that are untainted. They have not been pumped with chemicals or hormones. They are naturally grown from this earth. And I believe that those foods are the foods that we are naturally meant to eat. We're not meant to eat foods that are packaged, foods that are processed in a factory somewhere where we have absolutely no idea what is going on there. We have no idea what's going in the food. Yeah, those types of foods shouldn't be in our diet. So, what I believe that we should eat in regards to raw foods are fruits and vegetables. And I wish that I had some charts that I could hold up for you and show you that show the various what am I trying to say? I just lost my thought. I'm sorry. But that show you the jawline and the teeth of carnivores, herbivores, omnivores, and frugivores. Frugivores are those that eat only fruit. But to show you exactly how their jaws are different, the teeth are different, and also the digestive system of humans, the digestive system of the real carnivores, which are the tigers, lions, those animals that are going to kill and eat their prey immediately. So, and people can say, oh, the cavemen, they ate meat or whatnot, but we have somewhat evolved and we aren't relying upon the animals of the earth to feed us. We have capabilities to grow our own gardens. We have capabilities to go to the store and get the foods that we need. So I don't think we should be staying in the caveman age, because we're a lot smarter now. And we should apply that to every area of our life. But, so anyway, yeah, raw foods began to change my life. And even back in 2008, when I began doing that, I had no clue that that's what that was. Like, I didn't know what eating raw was. I didn't know what raw vegan was. I didn't know what vegan was. I was just following the ideas of an herbalist, and I saw pretty much immediate changes then. I was still eating a little bit of chicken, but generally my diet consisted of smoothie in the morning, maybe another smoothie for lunch, and then a salad for dinner, with a little bit of chicken. But I was just tossing out all of the processed foods and drinking more water. And that did a lot for my health then. I lost a bunch of weight then. My eyesight even improved. My teeth got stronger and whiter. I had more energy. I had such a sense of peace inside. And I was happier. I mean, that's a huge thing, because we all want to be happy. I mean, life is way too hard. It's important to be happy. And then some things changed. I went back to my diet because I went back to school. I did the diet changes one summer when I was out of school for summer. But then I went back to school and the bad habits came back. I didn't keep up with anything. And so gained a little bit of weight back, but not really much, because I was working so much and expending a lot of energy doing my job. But my health started being affected again. Like, I started getting tired, fatigue, stressed out easily, and then I started developing anxiety. And didn't know that I was having anxiety, didn't know what an anxiety attack was, didn't know what a panic attack was, had no clue what was going on. And I had several panic attacks before I finally ended up in the ER and learned that I was having an excess anxiety, which they call anxiety disorder. So that's when I started taking medication. Started taking a medication called Ativan, which is a fast-acting anti-anxiety medicine. Originally, it was prescribed to patients that had difficulty sleeping, and it worked. Like, it took away my anxiety. Usually it would take about 15 to 20 minutes, and I felt calm. The thing is that it is very addictive, and it's more addictive than cocaine, heroin, and more dangerous than cocaine, heroin, because it is a pharmaceutical, and it's created in a lab somewhere and not very well tested. It's not natural at all, and I guess you do what you gotta do when you're in that kind of pain and that kind of depression. So I did that for off and on. Like, I would only take it as I needed, but I was taking it, or I did take it for about 2.5, 3 years, and knew that I didn't want to be on it, and knew that it wasn't something that I needed to take, because I knew in the back of my head that, it wasn't natural. It wasn't going to be something that was going to cure me, I guess. So, like I said, continue down the road of just working 14 to 16-hour days and just stressing myself out. But I thought it was a good stress because I loved my job. Like, I found my passion, and that was what I was going to do, and I was going to do whatever I had to do it. And it started to deteriorate my health. And I started to drink, and I started drinking a lot, and I went straight to the liquor. didn't have the beer or the wine. Like, I was having the whiskey, and I was having a lot. Like, for some weird reason, I started like documenting what I was drinking, which I guess it's good because I needed to know what I was actually putting in my body. Another poison, by the way. But some days I was having 9 to 12 shots a day. Minimum of 9, I think. And sometimes drinking, taking things to work. No, not a good situation. Of course, no one knew about it, and I knew how to hide it really well. But I learned that was one thing that spiked my anxiety. Might have even been a precursor, because I noticed that when I got off of it, the anxiety almost 100% went away. Almost. So, I never really heard much about that until I experienced it myself, because most people say that the alcohol is gonna like calm you, it relaxes you, helps you to go to sleep, it just kind of relaxes your system, which is true until you do it to an excess, until you do it to an excess daily. And that's what I was doing. So, but I'm glad that I learned that. I think it probably took being in the ER to help me figure that out, because the day that I went, I believe, I want to say that I had 6 shots, and then I went out in the summer heat and ran and overheated myself, came back inside, got in the tub, couldn't cool down, started almost hyperventilating. I couldn't see, like my head was spinning. I felt this like incredible impending doom, like I was gonna die right there. Hot cold symptoms. I went pale face, and I went to my neighbor, which is a great guy, lives next door, and I asked him to take me to the clinic in town. And this was a Saturday, and they were closed. Yeah, because it was in the evening, I believe. Yeah, they were closed. It was in the evening, and so he took me to the fire department where the ambulance was, and some paramedics took care of me there in the ambulance, and my blood pressure was like 230 over 110, and they were scared I was going to have a heart attack or a stroke or something, and it just felt terrible. I mean, I've never felt that bad in my life. So I decided to let them take me to Tyler, to the hospital, and I got checked out, and actually my vital signs started to improve, and the doctor who did the blood test and everything, he came back and he said, your blood test came back better than mine. Like, you're very healthy, so I was very thankful for that. But the fact of the matter was that there was something deeper inside that I was dealing with. And That's the thing with most illnesses, is that it's not the symptoms. There's a deeper cause. And the symptoms are only there to warn you. They come out and they allow you to, they give you a chance to try to help yourself out. And a lot of people don't realize that because they haven't been taught that. Like no one's told them, hey, you've got a runny nose or a cough and maybe you should think about getting to the source of that. No, it's pop a pill, it's take some cough syrup, it's, take some NyQuil, DayQuil and push those symptoms down. When really you should be getting to the heart of the problem, solve the problem, symptoms go away, and the problem doesn't come back. So that's something that I've learned in the last year when I finally decided that I had had enough of feeling bad again, and some life situations, occurred and brought the anxiety right back, brought the drinking back, brought the depression back, and of course there's the symptoms because I wasn't dealing with the underlying real issue. So I found myself in a pit again. I had a guy that helped me out for a year, a boyfriend, that really helped to bring me a long way, actually. So I'll be forever thankful for him. But it's something you have to do for yourself because nobody can take care of the real you. They can take care of some of your needs, but they cannot take care of the inside. They can support you, absolutely, but they cannot heal you. You have to heal yourself. You have the power to heal yourself. And so I began searching again, and I had watched the movie Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, and I'm not sure how I found that, but I'm really glad that I did, because the next weekend I went out and bought a juicer, because that movie's about a guy who goes on a juice fast, and went out and bought the same juicer that he has that next weekend and started juicing and just started searching online, went to YouTube, went to Google, and just started looking things up. And one thing led to another. I found some raw foodists. I found some people that were promoting veganism and raw veganism, and I knew from my past, from what I had done in the past as far as fixing my diet a little bit and taking out the processed and whatnot. So I knew that there was something to it, and I had believed in herbs for years. So I knew that this was something that I needed to do for myself. So started doing the juicing, and I knew that I loved the smoothies anyway because they taste good. But I started to incorporate those again, and eating a lot of salads, and just doing so much research and trying to learn as much as I could, and somehow it became a passion. And I'm very thankful for that because the raw foods changed my life. I lost a bunch of weight. Well, actually, I lost more inches than I did weight. I think I probably only lost about 20-25 pounds, but in pictures you can see my before and after and see I look a whole lot thinner, but the scale doesn't show it. So I know it was inches. It was like, of course, when I was drinking myself to death, I was dehydrated. So when I began to feed myself those hydrating foods and drinking more water, your body is going to start releasing things. So, and really that's what they say. You shouldn't lose weight. You should release it. That's the natural way for your body to say, okay, we're at a healthy state. We don't need this anymore. Bye bye. So kind of went off on another tangent there, didn't I? Anyway, so yeah, I started doing a lot of the raw foods, and then the doctor that I really follow that teaches about detoxification and really promotes the raw foods. This was actually the third time that I found him, because my mom had told me about him, and then in 2008 when I discovered this new herbalist, he had mentioned him, and then the third time was when I started the juicing and looking at a bunch of YouTubes, and his name came up again. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go on Facebook and I'm going to just do a search for his name. And I came across a fan group that someone had started several years ago for him and joined it. And oh my gosh, the things that I learned from those people, like, I think everything that well, not everything, but probably like 95% of my knowledge about true health and detoxification came from those wonderful people in that group. And they were, not only were they knowledgeable, but like they were the most loving people that I've ever talked to, ever. So I mean, like, you just know when you found something, like, you know when something is right. And I knew that I was in the right place, and I knew that this was something I needed to be doing, because number one, seeing results, and number two, I was finding a lot of peace. And you're in your heart, you just know. I mean, if you're tuned in at all, you're going to know the path that you need to be on. So, I don't even know if that answered your question, Sam. And this is a really long video. Can't believe I rambled on. I didn't answer your question at all. I'm so sorry. But hey, you gave me practice. Thank you so much. I wonder if I can even send this on Hotmail, because it's going to be too large. I don't know. I'll get it to you somehow. Anyway, thanks for being an awesome friend. Love ya. Bye.